how it went? Did you remember how you felt afterwards at all?
I think I remember feeling excited. Some great advice that was given to me that's resonated from me or with me for many years is I'm pretty sure Dr. Robert Falvo had said that if you're nervous, you're likely unprepared. But if you're anxious, that's a little different feeling, and that can breed excitement and things like that. So I remember definitely. I remember shredding these works for weeks, if not months, day in and day out, and I remember the excitement of performing. And I know a lot of the performers, and I'm not the only one that has probably experienced this, but when you're at that level and you've come to a competition or you've come to a performance prepared, there's an inescapable feeling of being in the moment and having the music flow through you as an extension of you, not necessarily forcing anything. But I do remember being in the moment, being very, very present, and the world could be crumbling around me and I wouldn't know because I'm just so embedded in the music at the moment.
In that moment, at that time, with that audience, right?
Yeah, that's right.
What year were you at App State when you played, and when did you graduate, and what have you done since?
Yeah. So I matriculated in 2008 into the Hay School of Music and graduated in 2012. And I had, as a student, about 2011, 2012, I also began working as a student employee, what was then known as Farthing Auditorium, which is, of course, the Schaefer Center for the Performing Arts. And I had a great colleague, great mentor and friend, Mr. Scott Haynes, who taught me a lot about event production and stagecraft and such. So I've kind of blossomed out of that, or from that, I should say, from a student employee perspective as an event production professional. I applied for a job at the University of Colorado Springs in an event production role. That was in 2013. Moved out here with my wife, and I started here at UCCS as an audiovisual event technician. I didn't manage any students or anything like that, but I was a full-time employee and worked events weekly, and then had some opportunities to take on some more responsibilities, apply for some promotions, and so I kind of worked my way up a little bit more now. So now I manage about 35 student employees. We host over 18,000 events on campus, so it's been quite a transformation when I look back as a student employee as well.
How does your study of music impact the way that you do your job currently? Of course, it's related in a simple way that you're maybe presenting performers on stage, but I often think there's multiple avenues or multiple places where study in music can be useful. So even if you're not doing the music as that specific career, how does it influence your work that you're doing now?
We opened up a performing arts center on campus about 2.5 years ago. It's a 96,000 square foot building. It has 3 venues in it, three performance venues in it.
Right.
And I was designated as the end user representative for those. So I coordinated with the music department here on campus to kind of provide some expertise from a technology standpoint, but also from an acoustic standpoint as well, because we have an emerging music program here. So that's been a really cool kind of blend of my experiences and how I've been able to apply that. And now we're presenting some great work, and the music school is of course growing and developing and transforming as well. So it's been cool to be able to apply mixed opportunities for that. But I also want to add too, now professionally, my degree was in music performance, percussion specifically. So, of course, I'm passionate about performing. So I continue to do that here. I'm a professional musician here in Colorado Springs.
Great.
I've formed a couple groups. One being a jazz trio that we play at some pretty high-profile events, which is really awesome, and a couple jazz venues here in town. And so we've been together for about 5 years. But I'm also a recording artist as well, so I get hired to record drums and percussion for many different artists in town, and now I'm also producing my own music as well. Stay organized, and what I mean by that is I've learned that as a professional skill is that when I feel really stressed out, which I know artists can, and and performers can as we get closer to an event, is that we get really stressed out. And what helps me is to stay organized. So if I'm feeling that I need to balance the other things outside of either the performance, such as my schoolwork, because a lot of these students are attending school and things like that, is to try to keep those in check as much as you possibly can. Plan ahead, plan out all your homework, plan out all your other stuff outside of your performance, so that way you can focus on your performance and be in the moment as much as possible.